Hey, what's happening, you guys? So today we're going to be going over LifeVac. What is a LifeVac and why we choose in our family to use a LifeVac, and why I've started training people on how to use a LifeVac. So LifeVac is a non-powered, non-invasive, suction-based type tool or device that's used to remove a foreign airway obstruction or an obstruction in your upper airway when you're choking. Now, our traditional methods for an infant, 12 months and under, would be your back blows and chest thrusts when they're responsive or awake. And if unfortunately they become unresponsive, you move into basically a CPR protocol. And that's what you're left with. For children and adults, you have your Heimlich maneuver, and per Red Cross, you have back blows and Heimlich maneuver. And if they become unresponsive, then once again, it's CPR of 30 compressions, look in the airway, and attempt 2 breaths. So why I choose the LifeVac and why we have put our faith in this device is that it was developed by a man named Arthur Lee in 2012 in response to a woman who he was in an ER and she was crying. He found out later that her son had died from choking, and the traditional methods had failed. And statistically, the traditional methods of choking relief are successful approximately 70 to 80% of the time. That still leaves us with a 20 to 30% fail rate. And I believe in the principle of 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And if all you have are the traditional methods, and I've seen those fail professionally, and they are statistically can fail 20 to 30% of the time, then how do we fill that other gap of 20 to 30% failure? How do we reduce that? And I believe it's through this device. Now, as a firefighter paramedic, I have, with my crew, we've saved a girl's life who traditional methods had failed her, and we ended up having to use what's called a laryngoscope and McGill forceps. And after we removed the object, she was still in cardiac arrest. Now, LifeVac, we'll link to it down below. We'll link to their website. Yeah, they have over 650 documented saves with this device. And I believe that this is a kind of a device that's pushing the envelope. So there are a lot of organizations internationally that are utilizing this, and at the same time, there are a lot of medical establishments that don't quite want to adopt this yet because there's not enough evidence-based trials to prove its effectiveness. So for me, I don't want to wait around for the establishment to catch up. I want to help leverage my family's care and your care by giving you a device, showing you a device, and demonstrating a device that can really help you fill that. So a lot of questions we get are, how do I implement this into CPR? Do we not do traditional methods? Do we do them half the time? And so there's a lot of question on how to implement it. So in the next couple of days, we'll be releasing videos on how to use this device with infants, adults, and children, how we incorporate it with a responsive or unresponsive person. So back to the device, suction type device, non-powered, non-invasive. It comes with a pediatric mask and an adult mask. And the home kit that I'm showing you here comes in this large plastic bag. It does not have an infant mask. It will come with a separate practice adult mask. The reason why these don't come with an infant mask, and per the website, they're only rated to the lowest weight level you can go to is 22 pounds, and that would really get you into that infant category. And the reason why that I can garner from reading the website is that the infant mask, which is smaller than this, when you place this into the device, into the LifeVac, and you go to use this, they have to maintain a specific type of seal and a specific seal for a certain amount of time. And it appears that the infant mask with this device doesn't maintain that seal on the infant's face, so they aren't registered or recommended to use with an infant. However, if you go to their website, once again, the link's down below, of over 650 saves, there are a very high number of infants being saved all the way down to, I believe, 3 weeks of age. Their life has been saved with this device. There are quite a few videos of parents, people, bystanders using a LifeVac on an infant and saving that infant's life. So once again, we're going to go ahead and start using this. We'll show you the videos. Give you that training. So once again, our mantra is the education, equipment, and training. So we're kind of educating you on what this is and how to use it in those upcoming videos. The equipment, that's up to you to buy. If you don't mind, I'll have a link down below to our Amazon page where if you buy this through that link, it will help our page out, help our company a little bit. And number 3 is training. We'll be giving you guys scenarios and training on how we implement this, and it would be up to you to actually practice. So get that education, equipment, and training. Once again, this is the home kit. And there is a travel kit that comes in a small yellow pouch. It only has 2 masks, the pediatric and adult. This one actually has a second training mask, which I don't have here at the time. Comes with instructions on how to use it, your practice instructions, which are essentially the same, information page on how to use it, how to care for it, some of the risks associated with choking. Also here we have some just basic prevention tips and safety tips for children and adults and people who maybe wheelchair bound or have trouble swallowing, and how to utilize this. The great thing with this device is, once again, it helps to really expand our traditional type of treatment for somebody who's choking. This can be used on somebody who's awake. It can be used for yourself. Typically, if you're by yourself and you're choking, and there are registered saves with this device on people saving their own life. So typically, if you're by yourself, the standard is to lean over a chair and place the end of the chair or a table in your abdominal area and then forcefully push down to try to expel that. I've also heard CPR instructors tell people and teach to punch themselves in the stomach and to simply run as hard as you can into a wall. That doesn't work. And so I believe, once again, that this device has proven itself with awake patient or conscious patients, people rescuing themselves. Pregnant patients, our standard of care for that is basically, if they're pregnant, you go above their belly and on their woman's sternum, and you're supposed to give chest compressions from behind. Well, that's not going to work. It's going to be very difficult. So once again, I'm going back to that principle of 2 is 1 and 1 is none. If I only have the traditional methods and I have a woman who's pregnant and I'm trying to do this and it's not working, or somebody who's in a wheelchair, quadriplegic, paraplegic, and we're having a really hard time getting around the wheelchair or around that patient who can't hold themselves up, we're going to have a really hard time delivering abdominal thrusts with a pregnant woman, those chest thrusts, which are going to probably be very ineffective. And professionally, we did have somebody who had some learning disabilities and was wheelchair bound, and that person died because for the time period before 911 was called till the paramedics got there, they were not able to get around that patient properly. And that patient, sadly, that patient died. I believe had they had one of these, they could have possibly changed the outcome of that situation, that call. So once again, pregnant women, you rescue yourself, unresponsive. We're going to be going over, like I said, over how we like to implement this in with an unresponsive patient. So the typically 30 compressions to 2 breaths. We like to add this in, which is called 30 to 2 to 2. So 30 compressions, 2 LifeVacs, and then look in the airway and attempt 2 breaths. And we'll go over that much more in depth in the coming videos. So once again, the link is down below if you'd like to buy one of these. Stand by for the upcoming videos on how to use this. Number 3, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment if you guys have any questions. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.